Hi, today I'm going to be covering Section 3 Retail, how to retail with the catalogues, building a strong customer base. Hopefully by now you'll have your online shop up and running, and the first target we want to go for is 150 in sales, because Clooney's they have what we call welcome rewards. When you process an order of 150, as long as it's in your first 30 days, and normally people achieve this within a week or two, you'll receive a free retail pack, and you can choose for the Clean Easy or the K-Life. Now, if you started with 250 books, the free books are going to help you to replace your lost books. Or you can choose from the K-Life catalogues and give them to friends and your Clean Easy customers. But you can earn up to 5 free retail packs in your first 60 days while you're making money, and this is going to give you an opportunity to make even more money. So that's up to 250 catalogues. So please ask your sponsor for your cut-off date so you know what you're aiming for to get those free books. The more books, the more money. Set aside some catalogues for friends. Write a list of everyone you can think of that you'd like to give the book to. Friends, family, work colleagues, people for nursery, school, and neighbours. People you have regular access to, as you only want to be leaving them for a day or two. I know you may have 250 books, but you've allocated the biggest percentage of them for your door-to-door, and you will need them. So you want to get these books back quickly to allow you to give them to others on your list. And there's thousands of products, so don't think who'll buy, who won't buy. Just hand them out, same as we would door-to-door, and let the customer decide. So door-to-door preparation. It does take a couple of days for your catalogues to arrive, so you can have everything prepared with your slips, so that all you have to do when your catalogues arrive is prep them. Your sponsor is going to send you all you need for retailing slips. These can also be found on the resource site. Save these to a folder in your documents, but print off a weekly planner and complete this with your sponsor. They're going to work this business around your circumstances and dependent on what you're looking for. All the documents for retailing are in Microsoft Word, and all you have to do is insert your own details. If you're unable to do this, I'm pretty sure your sponsor will put your details in and send them over. It'll be your name, your telephone number, and your online shop. Here are the templates: the weekly planner, callback slips. These are the slips that we put in our catalogues that lets the customer know what day we're calling back to collect it. Sorry I missed you. Thank you for your order. Sorry I haven't managed to get you. Please call if you'd like to order. And track your retail and the retail income projection. Now here's the retail income projection with all the bonus levels, the projection of the incomes down the right hand side. So have a look at this with your sponsor and decide on a plan and how much you'd like to earn, and we can show you how to achieve this. We recommend that you use a weekly planner. Most people have busy lives, and it honestly is true. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. This is really very, very important. And I'm going to show you how we fill out our weekly planner. First, we enter your own commitments, everything: family time, work time, chores. Then you want to enter the meeting dates. Now it says there if you want to build a business, but in the early stages, with so many ways that you can make money from the retail, it's a good idea to tune in to our trainings. Most are online and most are on videos. Now you want to enter your chosen retail plan. So once you've decided what you want to earn, your sponsor, as I said, can help you with your retail planner to make sure you achieve that goal. The amount of time you commit to Clean Easy not only will be dependent on your circumstances, but it'll depend on what you want to achieve from it. There's two different ways that you can work with the catalogues door to door. Most people choose to post. What is posting? Just like the postman, popping them through a letterbox. If you don't have a lot of books, however, to work with, we suggest that you place them. What is placing? Well, simply knocking on the door and handing them a catalogue. If you're delivering in your catalogues in rural areas where there's houses are more isolated, we suggest you place. You don't want to go up a rural road for a book that is maybe in an empty house. But how do you feel about knocking doors? Many people don't like the idea, so you can also use, if you've only got 50 books, put them out to people you know. Get towards that £600 in sales in your first 30 days and you'll get another 300. So work towards getting the 300 so you can just post them. Speak to the person who introduced you. And you want to plan your route. Now, the best advice I can give you here is to stick close to home. You can see the wee man with his map. You live here and he's built his customer base around his own home. Don't flit from area to area, from street to street. Don't go from blue to green to red to purple to yellow. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. One area rolls in to the other and deliver to every house. Please ignore the no salesman stickers. Most of my customers say they inherited them. They don't normally apply to us. And just watch out for empty houses, but the inevitable may happen. Ignore other distributors and other companies. And above all, keep good records. So, you've got everything ready and your books have arrived. The first thing you want to do is to make every pack the same so that you can, a customer can identify your pack. You want to put your name and address label in the books and the order forms. In time, you may decide to invest in a small stamp and some ink. Print off the callback slips. If you're really stuck, your sponsor will send you an original to photocopy. Main book and callback slip to the front, and your special log and order form to the back, making sure your order form is clearly visible. I use a highlighter pen to highlight the telephone and email address to encourage people to give me details. This just makes it a little bit quicker to organise my delivery. We do recommend you prepare your catalogues the day before you're going to deliver them, especially if you're new and you're receiving 250. They can take time to prepare. You do get quicker, and obviously preparing them from new is going to take much more time than just tidying them up, as we call them, when you collect them in. Know where you're going with the catalogues and don't change your mind. And please use a map. You can go online. I prefer a physical map. I'm going to show you now a couple example retail plans. And this one is if you're placing. Now, it does say there 50 to 100 books. But personally, if I had 100 books, I would post them 3 times a week. It's up to you. We recommend if you only work with 50 books, as I've said previously, post them and only leave them for 1 day. You can purchase more books at any time. They were £29, but at the moment, they're only £14 for a pack because they don't have special logs. And here's just one example. 50 books out on the Monday, collect on Tuesday, back out Wednesday, back in Thursday, back out Friday, back in Sunday. Some people put them out Monday, collect Tuesday, back out. It's entirely up to you. It depends what you're looking for, the time, and how much money you want. Posting is the most common. 150, I would say, is the minimum I would recommend. When I first started, I posted 150 3 times a week to get the result I wanted. We're going to leave the catalogue for a couple of days, and this is just one popular plan, but it will depend on your job. If you're doing shift work, there's lots of different circumstances out there. That's why it's really important to sit down or fill out a weekly planner with the person that introduced you. So putting the books out, for example, on Tuesday, brain freeze there. Books out Tuesday for Thursday, books out on Friday for Monday. You have callbacks. We only call back 3 times. First time when we say we're going to collect the book, the next day, and then a final callback. But the most important thing is those records. All it is a notebook with a date and the street name along the top, date the books were dropped, house numbers down the left-hand margin, and then as you collect your books, make a note against each house number. Looked at it, not looked at it, ordered, no thanks, or lost. And you will be able to tell if the customers looked at your book, because I know you've seen how am I going to tell that. I promise you, when you collect your first books, you'll see they don't put it back the way that you do. I simply put a tick for looked, a cross for not looked, O for order, N for no thanks, and put a line through it, and L for lost, and put a line through it. But keep the records, know how many catalogues you delivered, how many did you collect, what sales were achieved. And there's a wee example of a customer record sheet, very straightforward. Track your retail business. I used to do it in a diary when I first started, but now we have a little tracker. Just record the day, how many books went out, how many books did you pick up, and you have to wait till your 3rd visit, and the total sales, average per catalogue, and your weekly sales. And you will get telephone sales, by the way. And what we do is we track that over a month so you can see what you really are achieving. Because you do have good days, bad days, brilliant days. But when you've had a bad day, you forget the brilliant days. But if it's on paper, you can see exactly how it works. Don't think it's quicker at the time not to record the information. It's going to be very time consuming for the future if you don't. And it's going to cost you money in catalogues because you don't know who said no, who didn't give you a book back, who lost the book, who's looked at it. Are they even bothering to pick it up? Keep the records. Some of your catalogues will be on the doorstep for collection, and this does vary from area to area. And the time of day, sometimes people see morning and forget. So I generally put morning and then gives them the whole day, go back in the afternoon. Those that aren't, knock the door and say, I'm collecting the Clean Easy catalogue. And if they're not in, just post this. Sorry I missed you. I will call back. The next day is what we recommend. Do not put tomorrow. Even if you're going back tomorrow, you have to put the next day. So here's what to expect. From 150 catalogues delivered, on your first pickup, you should collect around 100 at the first attempt. But it will vary from street to street, but main variant comes from the time of day. But don't worry about it. On your second visit, if you use sorry I missed you slips, please leave on the doorstep for collection. You will find you'll get a large percentage back the next day. But here's some tips. Always check the book to see if there's an order before you leave the door. Sometimes the customer doesn't fill in their address. And if you can't easily see the order form, rather than taking ages to find it, just take a note in your records. I put NOF, no order form. And if you have an order, post thank you for your order, letting them know when the delivery day is. Now, if you're new, you may want to put within 5 to 10 days. But once you've been retailing for 2 or 3 months, you'll find that you have enough orders for a free delivery every single week, and you'll deliver on the same day every week. Return for callbacks as soon as possible. People are less likely to forget. And as I said, you may have to return 3 times for some catalogues, but no more than that. If you're going to lose books, it's par for the course. A final, sorry I haven't managed to get you, please call if you'd like to order. And that's what I use for the final visit. So what to expect from a blanket drop? Well, if you're putting them through the letter boxes, just that's the blanket drop part, we expect 1 people to buy with the average order of £10 at first. Now that doesn't mean you're going to get 10 orders at £10. You'll probably get one at 15, one at 5, one at 3, one at 7, but it works out £1 per catalogue collected. So these slips are very important. The 3 visits, and you will get telephone sales. Catalogues placed in hands generate around £2 per book collected, but it does still work out at £1 per door, because normally you knock on 3 doors to get 1 book out. So the average really is very similar. The sales per book, though, are going to slowly increase over the next 15 weeks as you cross off people who don't want the book or lose it, people who don't look, and eventually people who don't buy. So here is how it works. The catalogues are posted or handed to different people for 5 weeks, and then we return to where we started. As you can see there in the plan your route. On the second visit, you're going to miss out the people who told you they didn't want a book, already receive a catalogue, or if you were unable to collect it, they lost it, put it in the bin. This is the start of your customer base. It may only be about 10 to 20% you miss out, but you're still going to go to less people for the same orders. On the third visit, you're going to miss out the people who have not looked at the book, as well as the others on the previous slide. Now this is going to be around half. So if you were doing 500 books, 250 books twice a week, to get your sales, that would reduce it to 250, and you would still get the same amount of sales because the others weren't looking at the book. Now don't worry, they may buy in time, and you will give them another opportunity, but in the early stages we just want to get the customer base as quick as possible so you get the best result for the time, less time. You should be receiving £1.50 to £2 a book collected. Now, your fourth visit. Once you visited everybody 3 times, over 15 weeks, you're ready to cut out everybody. People who don't look or don't buy from the catalogue, you're only going to go to customers now. So in the fourth visit, instead of visiting 100 houses and getting 100 in orders, you deliver to 100 and get approximately 300 in orders. It works out around £3 a book for a new customer base, but we're going to show you how you can develop that and make it stronger. You'll find that you can fit your customers perhaps into 3 weeks out of your 5 weeks. You may want to use week 4 and 5 of your cycle to start another blanket drop in a new area close to where you're working. Then you would just continue in the same format as when you first started until you remove the non-buyers and the non-lookers. So what can you expect once you get to customer base? Well, the first thing is it's going to take you a lot less time. You're only going to customers. You shouldn't lose any books really, and you will be receiving around about £3 a book. You'll find you'll get most of your books back, as I said, in the first pickup. But you know, sometimes you'll notice, and this happens, people buy once and then they never buy again. You may decide to stop giving them a book and put them into your Christmas list and give them a book once a year. Some customers may let you down. You might keep losing books or can't afford it or they're never in or they return things. I would just cross them off, score them off, and then, as I say, we can do the occasional blanket drop to find new customers to replace them. And this is how we mature our customer base. And with good customer service, reliability, and building those relationships, you can in time expect to achieve between £5 and £10 a book. So if you drop 50 books to a customer base, not a mature one, when it's not new, in between, you should get £250 in orders, and most people are achieving that. It's just making a plan and sticking with it. Work with your planner. Don't change it for minor things, only major things. You must be consistent and regular to build a good customer base. That is the very foundation of how it works. Don't say, oh, I'll go tomorrow, or oh, it's okay, I forgot my slips. Customers are not mind readers. If you don't slip it and ask them to put it on their doorstep, you're going to really lose a lot of books and you're not going to have a strong base. Just when you're collecting, this is what you're going to need. Your record book, pencils, they work better in the rain. Sorry I missed you. Thank you for your order. A towel in this country, that's to dry the catalogues if it's raining, not you, unfortunately, and a big smile. No matter what the weather is, just put a big smile. It really is just about building relationships. And here's some things that will happen. Expect good pickups, medium pickups, low pickups, brilliant pickups. It will all balance out over the month. Focus on picking up 20 customers a week. Stragglers, lost catalogues, they're all part of the business when you're building that customer base. And you can't build a business without experience in these, so don't worry about it. And especially with the welcome rewards, to replace those lost catalogues, it's less of a worry. You will come across other distributors' catalogues. Carry on delivering your catalogues. Regardless, follow the system. If you start to move about, it won't work as well. Different customers buy on different days. There's absolutely no territories. And the most important part is most established distributors, they only maybe go to 300 or 400 customers a month. Therefore, the majority of houses in most towns will not be receiving a catalogue on a regular basis. So what makes retailing tick? Consistency, make that plan, stick to it. Regularity, maintain a frequency. Your customers, I promise you, they'll expect you. Reliability, be there without fail when you say you will be there. Personalise, get your name in front of the customers at every available opportunity. Refund or replace without question. Now, even if the customer wants to return a product supplied by another distributor, we can return that for them. It won't affect you or your sales, but you'll get a happy customer. But above all, build a customer base, and this means keeping good records from day one. Get to know your customers by name, their dogs' names, the children's names eventually, and build a strong relationship. That's what takes a customer base from £5 to £10 a book. And that's it. Thank you very much for your time. What I would recommend now is you go back to the person who sent you to watch this video and get a weekly planner, and they will help you to plan your first few weeks so that you get the best results possible.